Hi, everyone. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbe, here on the YouTube channel of Trinity Temple of Sacred Wisdom. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday evening. We're starting to get close to Samhain or Halloween. And as we get closer, so many people talk about the veil getting thinner. And when the veil gets thinner, we're in that energy where we're able to get messages and communications more easily from our ancestors and those who've crossed over. So it's a time of connection, a time of reverence, and it can be a fun time for our inner children to play. So tonight, when we do our readings after our wonderful meditation, we're going to play with some fun cards this week and next week because I just couldn't resist. So we're going to use the Hocus Pocus Tarot deck and guidebook. And so this is, I really love that. It's Minerva Siegel. I forgot to put her last name on there. And Tori Schaefer did the illustrations. But I love that Disney is really embracing the fact that there's a market there for their tarot decks. So we're switching from Alice in Wonderland to Hocus Pocus to see what those sisters have to share with us. And it gives us a little fun with our suits and things. For those who know tarot, you'll see how they shift, and for this wonderful sort of Halloween theme. But prior to that, we're going to start with our meditation. And the meditation is really a healing that is connecting you to your true self. It's connecting you to your soul. It's connecting you to your inner wisdom, your inner knowing. It's reconnecting and expanding your connection to the divine and how you're going to bring it out onto this beautiful planet. And, um, you know, we are here to shine our light in our own particular way. We're a gift from the divine to the planet. So, how are we going to give our gifts in this new season, right? And this new energy. So let's find out by connecting to our spiritual teams, our angels, our guides, and however you perceive the divine, God, goddess, all that is consciousness, oneness. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter because it's your path and it's your connection and it's your unique flavor. So we want to bring that reconnection back in, and also to hold sacred space for the entire community who gathers here with us tonight, but also for those who gather with us after with the recording. The space still stays sacred so that everyone can have that beautiful experience. So let's get ready for our meditation. So get yourself nice and comfy. You're going to want to get your arms and legs uncrossed, and just be aware that you want all of your energy to be able to flow through you. The divine energy just moves rapidly through. So anything that's crossed, it can cause a little energy to get stuck. So we don't need that tonight. So with that, just take a couple of deep breaths and bring yourself into this present moment. Let go of your busy day. Let go of all the stuff on your to-do list. Let go of any problems you've been working on solving. Let go of any conflicts that you've had with other people, or even conflicts that are in the world around us. And just really start to allow your body to have a moment to relax. A moment where all of the stress melts off of your shoulders, releasing all of the tension, the overwhelm, the burdens you've been carrying there. Then releasing also out of the neck, the jaw, even your face, allowing the muscles to just dissolve, bringing a softness to your energy, to your body. Moving to our heart, just inviting the heart to beat and send energy through our blood that is calming and balancing, filled with the divine light, spreading out through our organs, our muscles, our veins, our capillaries, and allowing our lungs to expand in its breath. Maybe taking a really deep breath in and blowing out any tension. Just allowing our belly to relax, kind of letting everything hang out. No one's looking. And just allow the muscles in our lower back to also relax, allowing the divine energy to massage any places that are tight, and allowing that to also move through our hips and our legs, all the way down to our feet, even down our arms into our hands, just letting any tension release for this moment. And tonight we're going to call on the divine above, connecting first with our soul chakra, sensing above the crown of our head that beautiful star that is who we are. And inviting that connection to gently open and allow a trickle or a stream of energy to flow down and cleanse and wash our energy, our aura, like we're in a divine mist or a shower, clearing away that energetic debris that we might be holding on to, or we may have picked up without realizing it. And now connecting to the Earth Star chakra beneath our feet, that beautiful connection between Grandmother Earth and ourselves. That rooted spot where we are held firmly within the divine feminine and masculine, balanced, cleansing and filling, having the divine feminine energy rising up to fill in all of the places that feel depleted, and the divine masculine showering down cleansing energy to release into the earth, to be composted and recreated into fresh new creation energy. and activating our rainbow bridge, our chakra centers in their beautiful colors, each holding a different note on the piano, each connected to a different frequency and vibration. Inviting the divine energy to just gently bring each chakra into balance, in tune. And you may feel the energy as it pulses up and down. Noticing any places where it is needing to linger, like maybe in your solar plexus or your belly. Maybe it's lingering at the back of your head or behind your heart. And feeling your own energy being restored, rejuvenated, and transmuted to the brightness that you are meant to hold in this moment, knowing that we all hold brightness. Quieting any doubt, any stories, returning to our mindful state of simple conscious awareness. And now feeling the connection of Grandmother Earth and her own soul star chakra in the center of all that is. And our connection in her energy and her vibration, how we work in tandem, feeling the energy flow up and down for her as well, balancing her energy system, balancing her elemental energy, asking the divine to release any energy and shower her with pure cleansing energy and replenishing her with love and light, which then feeds every living being on her glorious surface. And feeling the connection of our solar system and our beautiful sun, and how all of the planets and the sun move in a distinct rhythm, balanced within their rotations. And how each rhythm influences not only the planet and the sun, but also those of us who are here on this plane, noticing the movement, experiencing the waves of vibration, and connecting our solar system to our beautiful galaxy. Feeling its rhythm and its rotation within that, dancing with the other systems, feeling and experiencing the influence of the energy flow even on our little being. Knowing that the same dance is going on between galaxies, that interconnectedness, all leading back to the divine and all that is. Welcoming in that wholeness, that fullness of energy, which allows us to easily connect and communicate with our spiritual teams, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, our animals, our mystical creatures, our star beings, the plants and the trees, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to us in this moment. And knowing that we are held in this beautiful, sacred container, the crystalline temple of light, where we are safe, accepted, nurtured, and loved in each and every moment. And opening up the channels of communication so that we can receive that innate knowing. And we also have the conscious awareness to listen and embody the wisdom as well. And taking a moment of gratitude for all of the connection that we are experiencing. Grounding any excess energy into the earth so she can absorb and use that to nourish the entire planet. Everything we are willing to release, she can absorb and compost and share not only with us, but with others. Beginning to bring our awareness back into our physical body, feeling the rooted connection we have to the chair or the floor or the bed that we are connected to. Feeling that presence in the room or the space that you're in. Feeling the clothes on your body, the texture. Maybe hearing noises outside, birds or children laughing, dogs barking, someone snoring. Maybe you sense the light in the room or the fading of the sun or the awakening of the moon. Just bring your awareness back into the room. You can start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. You can stretch or yawn, rub your hands together, rub your feet on the floor, rub your hands on your legs, whatever will help you come back into this present moment, back into the room with us here. Nice to have you guys. Thank you for being with us. Here we are. And we're looking for some messages, or we're inviting, maybe let's put it that way. We're inviting in some information and some wisdom this evening as our soul is in this state of connection. And so we're going to be using the Hocus Pocus tarot deck. And I love that it's by Minerva Siegel and Tori Schaefer, and it has beautiful Disney artwork or Disney inspired artwork. And it's just perfect to play with this time of year. And if you would like to receive a message or a reading, all you have to do is type in yes, please. Some of you know the drill. And I pull for everyone who asks. So it's never a big deal to ask. It doesn't, we just go until we're done. So, yeah, if you would like a reading, yes, please is all we have to see. So let's get started. All right. Hello, my favorite emoji lady. The unicorn's jumping out at me tonight, maybe because of all that mystical energy. So let's see what you've got tonight for your card. Ooh. So this is the Empress. So this is one of the major arcana. This is one of our soul cards. That's how my team refers to the major arcana, which means it's focused on our soul lessons. What's our soul doing in its stages of development? And so right now, your soul is learning how to hold the energy of the Empress. Not a small task. And the Empress really is in charge of her life, in charge of everything around her, her kingdom and beyond, and the kingdoms, the multiple kingdoms and queendoms that are there for them. And the Empress has this really wonderful energy, this balance between, Mother Nature and all of that gooey divine feminine energy, but also the courageous warrior heart. So the Empress doesn't hold fear. She's fearless. She's able to step into any situation and take charge. And she has a clear vision of her life and how it is meant to be. And so when we pull the Empress card for one of our soul lessons, it's like, okay, it's time for you to practice wearing the Empress archetype, noticing when you need to call on more of that loving, nurturing, divine feminine of Mother Nature, and when do you need to be that fierce warrior who can take on anything. And sometimes they're both in the same moment because the Empress can do that. But she also has that ability to relax because she knows everything is taken care of. So focusing on times when your energy is, wanting to be questioning or wanting to be thinking too much, really think of the Empress being so calm she can just lay back on her chaise lounge, and let life happen because she doesn't have any worries or concerns. And it's a really great energy for us to be in right now because it's like we just call on that divine feminine. And remember, the divine feminine can be, very fierce. Because you upset Mama Bear and Mama Bear is going to let you know she's upset. So don't be afraid to pull that richness of the Empress out. So this is way beyond Queen. This is way beyond, even the High Priestess, because the High Priestess has that really strong centered feeling about her spiritual side, and this is really about ruling your life and your entire story. Oof, that gave me goosebumps. So get on that, girl. Soul lessons take a little while, so don't be surprised if you're practicing this for a couple months, and know that practice makes perfect. You've got this. Enjoy, my dear. Ah, oh, nice. And I'm glad you enjoyed the meditation. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, it really is centering. And remember that meditations, they're on the YouTube channel. You can turn them on anytime. And anyone that pops up for you um, is the one you're meant to listen to. And always the meditation is at the beginning of each of the shows. So really you can go back and listen to any of them. Are all a little different. They all have a slightly different flow. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Let's see what your card is. Nice. So this is the 9 of potions. I love how they're all up in the air and they're different colors, and they're swirling and all of that. So potions are about our journey and our adventures. And so right now you have a lot up in the air. Not just because you said you were busy, but it's that, you've had a lot of balls in the air, or you're juggling a lot of potions right now. Um, and they're all part of your journey. But what I keep sensing is they're all up in the air, but none of them have dropped. So nothing's broken. And as each one gets resolved, you'll be juggling less and less until all of a sudden you're not juggling anymore. But sometimes when we've got this much juggling going on, we can get into that place of overwhelm. And because we're seeing all of them at the same time. And the beautiful thing is we can be multitasking on many different levels, but we only need to focus on one thing at a time. And so what my spiritual team is showing me is that it's like, pick things that can be quickly resolved first. Maybe they're not the absolute priority, but it can get them out of the juggle. Sometimes it's as simple as, putting your laundry away. So, every time you walk by it, you don't go, oh, I got to put that away. Oh, I got to put that away. That drains our energy every time we see it. So those little things, change that light bulb that, you keep walking by, or empty the trash, whatever it is. But it's those little things actually take up a lot of energy. And then we need that energy for the big things we've got to do. So what I'm sensing is like only like 2 or 3 things are big, and that there are a bunch of really little things that you could rapidly just release and get off your plate, and give yourself some kind of visual reward of getting those things done. I have a pegboard that I have hanging in my space, and I have different colored little I don't know what you would call them, little rings. And so when I have completed tasks, um, I move the rings so I can look over at my pegboard and see like, wow, I got like this many and that of this kind and this many of that kind, because I have them, of course, color coded to, work and writing and healing and family stuff. Like I have different colors. So I can see that I am making progress. And so even if my talking and brain is like, oh, we got nothing done, I can look up and go, yeah, we did. So maybe doing something like that. Or I have a friend who puts little stones in a cup as she completes them, so that she sees the cup filling with completion. Maybe something like that, because then you'll have enough energy to do those couple bigger things that are on your plate. And yeah, you totally got this. But yeah, use meditation whenever you're feeling a little wobbly. Um, and know that the channel is here for you, and I'm here for you if you need it. And thanks for being here. And thanks for showing up for yourself. Have a great week. Hi. You're beautiful boss, huh? I love it. Let's see what you've got. Fun, fun, fun. The nine of lightning. We got some nines going on. So the lightning is very connected to swords. It's got a little different energy though, because the lightning is more what's striking as opposed to you being stricken. I think that's the right word. So what I'm sensing with the nine of lightning is very similar to Andrew, where there's a lot going on, but it's got a lot of energy, and it feels a lot more like conflict kind of energy, like butting heads with this one or disagreeing with that one. And you're just in this place of like tired of all of that constant barrage of energy. You know, I feel like I like see a vision of you like wanting to crawl into bed and pull the covers over your head, and your cat, your very low key boss, like totally encouraging that. So um, think about ways you can separate your energy from that. Conflict is the word that keeps coming up. It may not be as severe as conflict, but what it's sensing is that you don't need to be in it. It's going to happen with or without you, and why deplete your energy in that way? You know, because conflict really, even if we're just trying to hold our own boundaries, we're using a lot of energy sometimes to keep that out, right? And not absorbing it. And so it's I'm getting a visual for, you know, any of the Star Trek fans who are out there, you know, like you taking the Enterprise taking shots, and at first, you know, your shields are 100%, and then it takes a couple shots and then they're at 80, you know, and it starts going, the percentages start going down and things start smoking inside, and you're the ship. So your defenses are a little weak right now. Your shields are, you know, at like 10% right now. So make sure you're also doing things like nourishing self-care, and it's really self-nurturing rather than care. So expanding into, yes, engage. um, so really expand into the nurturing part of that. Like, what really feeds you? You know, I know you love music, so make sure that music is a big piece of it. Make sure that nature is a big piece of nurturing. Make sure, you know, your tubby with your oils and your, you know, and your salts and all your herbs, like make sure that's a huge part, you know, and also things like turning off the electronics, maybe, you know, taking an electronic detox maybe on the weekend, or for as long as, you know, as many hours as you can. But really take some time to replenish your aura, because that is what is our defense system. And when that gets weak, then we have this leakiness that can allow um, things to come in through our immune system. So we don't want that. So let's get those shields back up and running. Tell your boss to help ground and purr to help bring up your heart vibration and send out a bigger heart wave. And if you need help, you know where to reach me. Love having you here. Love having your energy. Thank you. Thank you. And have a great rest of your week. Thanks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm loving it too. Ah, good vibes, of course. Oh, don't be surprised. This is the hocus pocus deck, but I'm all for like Johnny Depp, kind of. I mean, that's who I see in it. So this is the King of Potions. I know it's a different character in Hocus Pocus, but for some reason I see Edward Scissorhands a little bit. Um, so with the King of Potions, um, the King of Potions is really very good at being in the depths of emotions, and lots of times that's a difficult place to be. And but the king has like that under control, right? Is able to be really intuitive, really tapped into um, what their emotions are expressing to us. My team calls them your personal guidance system. So your PGS instead of your GPS. Um, and they guide you. They let you know when things aren't quite right. They let you know when things are spot on and we should go for it. Um, and they let us know the the truth behind body language, behind things that are unsaid, especially when we really trust that. And the king energy, it just trusts that, trusts their vibes, trust the good vibes, like you're asking for. Like, yeah, there's only, if you experience life from a place of, there are only good vibes available for me today. There are only good vibes available for me today. So you're going to experience good vibes everywhere you go. And somehow you'll bypass other stuff. So think about how you can use that juicy vibe to feel totally in charge of your kingdom. That ability to make decisions and not have to overthink them. Just like check in with your system and then go for it. And yeah, be in charge of your own life. Be in charge of your own story and trust that. Mm, love it. Enjoy. Have a great one, Kevin. Nice. I love it. I love it, Julie. That's perfect. Yes. Yes. Epsom salt baths are the best. They really release so much toxicity from our system. We don't even know. And it reduces inflammation. And that's what happens with toxic energy that we pick up. It ends up inflaming parts of our body. So good job. Get in that tubby. Maybe add a little rose to it, I'm sure. Ah, hi, Barbara. Nice to have you. Happy Halloween. mm. So this one is the Hierophant. That's the beautiful spell book. And so the Hierophant in the original tarot deck can have the energy of, the Pope. But in this deck, the Hierophant is the magics in the recipes. So it's like you're the one who controls the book. The book opens for you and only for you. And inside it are all the recipes for the life you want to live. So imagine if you just wanted something like, say, a new car. You would just open the page for the magic to bring a new car to you. And we all have that ability, but we don't use that ability as much as we can. And the Hierophant is one of the major arcana. It's also a soul card. So this is something you are meant to work on for a little while. Think of it as advanced manifestation. So instead of wishing for it and doing a vision board, it's like you are actively seeking the recipe and using the recipe for creating the world and the life that you want. And nothing's too big. There's a recipe for everything in the divine recipe book, right? There's nothing that isn't in it. So it's just a matter of flipping to the right page. And, part of that is the spiritual piece of connecting and asking and using the phrasing, because many of the potions are spoken out loud, right? So affirmations that help align with that. I'm also seeing like using some EFT tapping to help shift the vibration so that the the recipes come to life even sooner. Um, I would even, if you don't have a special journal to communicate with the divine on through automatic writing, I would definitely do that. It's really lovely to have a special one for that, just for communicating with them, asking for what you need and waiting for the response, maybe even having a special pen to write in it with. The rituals really attract our inner child to play in the magic of it and the wonder of creation. And we're all divine beings. We're all creators. So it's time for you to open that book and seek out what you want to bring in. Mm. Nice. Love that message for you, Barbara, and for the rest of us. Let's get to work on that. Have a great week. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. Glad you were here tonight. All right. Let's see who's next. Hi, Jackie. Nice. Nice to have you here. We're working on soul work here. So your card is the Temperance card. And notice how she sort of got that look on her face. And so the Temperance card is really about balancing, and in that balance energy, it's like we have to repeat things and go through them a few times because we get better and better at it. We practice and we start to fine tune and hone that skill set. And so what I'm seeing is like finding that balance between spirit and your physical life, and just going back and forth between what brings you the most light, what brings you the most happiness, what brings you the most joy, and starting to gently filter out the things that you just don't like. Or filter out the things that just don't work. You've tried, you've done everything. Let it go, right? It's not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be complicated. And yes, we do face challenges and things like that in our lives, but there comes a point when we know we've done everything. And so those are the things that we can start to filter out of our reality, our life, out of our realm is the word that's coming into. And we have the power and the magic and the divine spark that allows us to do that. Remember your divine spark. Remember that you get to choose what you experience. And if you're not enjoying some part of your experience, then start shifting toward what brings you joy and just take little steps every day in that direction. You don't have to drop everything all at once. And, because temperance is not like drop everything and go. It's like, okay, how do I shift to bring things into balance? So turning your energy more and more toward your joy, toward your love, away from fear, away from worry, overwhelm, stress, away from disillusionment is the word that's coming in, which is very interesting to me. So when we have that sense of something was supposed to be this ideal way, and the reality behind the curtain is something completely different, it's okay to then choose something else. We don't have to live with what's behind the curtain. There's always another curtain, and one of them holds the golden ticket, the golden prize. So yeah, start bringing some balance into your life by weeding out the things that are not aligned with your joy. And yes, we've all got to do things we don't like to do, but that should be minor compared to the amount of things that do bring you joy. And even those things that don't bring you joy, finding ways to have them be joyful. I don't like doing cleaning, but I also know how good I feel when things are clean, and how much better my energy feels. And so I often do those tasks for my future self. My future self is going to be so happy with this. So maybe focus on that. Beautiful insight. Thank you, Jackie. Thanks for being with us. You're very welcome, Barbara. Thanks for joining us again. There's Miss Ellen. Hi, dear. You have the Two of Lightning. And the Two of Lightning is, there are times when our logic brain takes over. And it makes up all these excuses, and it does all these things, and it stirs our emotional cup till we're boiling over, right? That cauldron is boiling over. And so the Two of Lightning is really saying, embrace that magic that you have. You're the one sending the lightning out in this picture. So it's like, make some decisions, stick to them, follow through with them. There are things that have been held on to for way too long, and it, and they're not bringing you joy. So just like with Jackie, start, filtering that stuff out. And anytime that guilt energy wants to come in its place, there's no guilt from the divine. That is not what we're here to experience. We're here to share our gifts with the world, with the planet, and shine our light, because that is what will change the darkness, right? So be the light. And when you're being the light, eliminate everything that doesn't bring you joy. One thing at a time, one person at a time. And you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And I keep saying the 2 beach chairs. And I know you know what I mean by that. Ask and you shall receive. And you are totally in control of changing everything if you just allow yourself. Perfect. So go and do it. You've got my support and the support of the entire sacred community here. Take some loving action. Get to it. You deserve joy. All right, my dear. Have a great week. Rachel, nice to have you back. Wow, this even reminds me of you. So it's the 8 of Potions. I don't know why it reminds me of you, but it just does. So the 8 of Potions is really that energy. Potions have a lot to do with our intuition, our creativity, our yeah, our emotions. And what I'm sensing is, you know, like you have everything that you need. Like you have all the potions that you need. You got them all. So now it's time to do something with them. So now it's time to do something with your creativity. Now it's time to do something with your intuition. Start using it in some new way, maybe. Maybe expanding your spiritual connection to that. And, you know, opening up some pathways where you invite in that joyful magic. And you are very good at bringing in your inner child and letting your inner child have some fun. So I know you know how to do this. It's why you're holding on to so many potions. Um, but it's time to use them. Don't leave them on the shelf, right? Like, you know, when you have all those spices and ingredients and they just sit there, then they you know, they get stale, right? And they don't get used, right? So the magic is just sitting there, and they're inviting you to bring in that concoction and use it, and have some fun playing with it. Like, what ways can I bring in, like, use some of my gifts and my creativity and my artistry, to just have some joy and some fun, and maybe doing it with some other people, because um, you know, you're really good at uh, spreading the joy and bringing joy out in other people. Um, so get cooking. I'm seeing that stirring. So get cooking. See what you can dream up. See what you can create. And remember that even things that we think are, you know, not good creations, they're still creation. You know, hey, I created something I didn't like. Fantastic. I created something. That's totally good too. All right, Rachel, have some fun, get those creative juices flowing, and let's see what you can bring out into being. Bobby Lee, hi. Nice to have you again. Ah, beautiful card. So this card is the World card. And this again is a major arcana. It's a soul card. And the World card is when you're in a place right now where things are right. Things are coming together. Things are in that place, like you can take a deep breath and a sigh, because things have come to completion, or they're coming to completion. Things that maybe you've been struggling with or stressing about, like, they're all starting to fall into place. Everything is coming together. All is right in your world. And in that place, that is also a magical place where we have all the tools that we need to have the life that we want. And it's just being in that place of having, you know, that we have it and that we're not lacking. And breathing into the completion of all the things that we went through in our last, you know, the last lesson you were going through with your soul and your soul's journey. We all go through multiple lessons over and over again. And, you know, you're bringing one layer into completion, and just give yourself a few minutes to pat yourself on the back for that. Like, hey, I got through that. Woohoo. Was it messy? Yeah, but you know, I'm through to the other side. Take a little celebration time for that too. Like, you know the next lesson is around the corner, but let's sit and revel that energy of, "Whew, I got this done, and I was everything that I needed to be, and we got through it. And here we are. We're on the other side." And I can't wait to see what the next journey is going to be, what the next chapter in my life is going to be. But this one, we're doing the final edits and we're finishing it off. And that chapter is complete. So beautiful. Enjoy it, revel it, celebrate it, and share it with others, because most people aren't in a place of completion. And show them that they can find that and experience that too. Thank you so much for joining us. Ah, nice. Love it. Simon, hello. Nice to have you. So Simon, you have the 3 of lightning. And you can see that the lightning is striking the grimoire. And part of what happens is that outside forces try to control how we create our life or how we experience our life. And sometimes, people tell us what to do or do things in our name without letting us know. And there's no shortage of people who have ideas of what our life is supposed to be, but they are trying to access your recipes, but they're your recipes. They're not someone else's. You get to create your life. You get to make your own choices. And when others are interfering, sometimes we don't have the strength to shield and fight back. But remember that no is a complete sentence. So you don't have to explain any decision that you're making. And you are definitely allowed to block any outside interference. And yes, usually it happens from people that we love dearly who have good intentions, but their intentions are what's good for them and what they think is good for you. But only you know what is good for you. And so it can cause a little bit of upset or disappointment when that happens. When we take back our own lives, people don't always like that. But this is how you've always been. It's like, yes, and I've always been miserable. So I'm done being miserable. So I'm not doing my life that way anymore. And they'll adjust. They really will. They may not like it at first, but that's their emotional energy. That's their life that they are meant to control. Their reactions, their lightning that they're striking you with, that's theirs. So shield, block, protect. Know that your grimoire, your recipe, your life, your creations, they're yours. And you don't have to adjust them for anyone. Yes, we may take into consideration people we love and how they will be impacted, but we can't control how they feel ever. So feel into what is true for you, create that, become that, and joy will follow. And it will even flow out to the people who might be striking you with lightning in the moment. Because really, if they only want what's best for you, they'll see it when it is best for you. And they'll feel good about that too. Nice, Simon. Thank you for joining us. That was a powerful message for all of us. You are welcome. Amy, hi, dear. So you have the page of lightning. It's a little hard to see her. And she's writing into his hair, into his haircut in the back of his head. So the page's energies are always that sort of joyful exploration. So you're joyfully exploring your ability to wield your own power. And so, whether it's playfully through, doing haircuts for other people, um, it's it's that beautiful energy of exploration. So allow yourself to feel the power inside you. And power is in our sacred container. It is not to be spewed over other people. So we're not taking our power and bulldozing somebody else with it. We're we're filling our power source, plugging into source, accessing that divine power. And we're going, what can I do with this? So it's not in connection to other people. Power is not a struggle between other people. Power is our connection to the divine energy source that we are. And what do we create with it? Do we create love? Do we create joy? Do we create wonder? We can create all sorts of negative things, and we have, right? But when we get in that playful energy of like, right, I'm a divine power source. What am I going to do with that? Maybe you're going to write something magical. Maybe you're going to do something creative. Maybe you're just going to help other people plug into their power source and let them feel that flowing through them. And just know that you are filled with that divine energy. It's divine power that you are plugged into, like an extension cord. So light yourself up and see what fun things you can do with it, because the page just loves to play in the energy. They're not worried about anything but the play and the fun of experiencing new things. So see how you can do it in a brand new way. And we look forward to hearing what that is. All right, Amy, thank you for joining this evening. That was great. Sandra, always have the time. We read until we're done. Absolutely. Beautiful card as well. So your card is the Moon card. And there she is. She's working her magic. You can see it. She's using the energy of the moon to help her do that. And so what I'm sensing, sometimes the moon has particular things. And what I'm sensing from that is, here you are. The moon is a stage of our soul's evolution. When we practice being in the moon energy, we're really practicing how to shine our bright light into places where there's darkness. And whether that darkness is in the environment around us or whether they're in the places inside of us that are unhealed, it doesn't matter. We're shining that light of the full moon. And the full moon is this beautiful time of magic. And the magic that comes from that is transformation. It's all about taking what has been hidden in the dark for so long and bringing light to it, shifting it, transmuting it, and making something new, concocting something new with it. And so what I'm sensing for you is like, how can you practice holding that energy of shining that light energy of the moon, also really strongly interacting with the divine feminine, because she is really powerful in the moon energy, activating that moon goddess, and just how can you use that to shift things in your life that have darkness. And I don't mean like darkness, like, I just mean like things that are filled with negativity or things that are filled with strife, or maybe even it's just inside you, parts of you that have been hanging out a little bit we all have wounded places that need healing, and just allowing that divine energy, that the divine feminine especially, to come in and transmute that wound, that experience, that lesson, and let us experience the flip side of that, the positive energy of, yeah, I got through that lesson and I'm still here and I'm still standing. Um, so really bring that energy out to the best of your ability. And if you don't already pay attention to um, like the moon cycles, it feels like it might be some very powerful energy for you to focus on what happens when it's a new moon, and the full moon and the crescent moon and the waxing and the waning and all of that, because they all have a little bit of a different energy. And you may be running right in that cycle, even if you aren't aware of it. And if you are aware of it, using it more intentionally to expand your experience. And yeah, let's get transmuting that energy so that more and more light comes in for you. I love it. Thank you for joining us, Sandra. So nice to have you here. Hope you'll join us again. Hi, Mary. Nice to have you. So this is the Lover's card. This cracks me up because he's passing her his phone number. So the Lover's card can actually be lovers, and it can be that energy of a relationship really moving into a level of intimacy, a level of closeness and togetherness. But it doesn't have to be an intimate partner. It can be a creative connection, where you're birthing something creative into being, and you're both pouring your heart and soul and your love into the project that you're doing. And so when we're practicing holding the lover's energy, yeah, it can be great to practice the lover's energy. um, I highly recommend that when you get a chance. But I'm also seeing the energy of pouring love into something that you're creating with someone else. So it's that collaboration energy that sparks, those rapid moments of aha and connection, and you just feel seen and heard. They feel seen and heard, and you can let down your guard and you can be vulnerable. And it's like you really start to have a relationship where you're just showing up authentically. Both of you are. And that allows more and more love energy to be infused through it, which expands its reach, and it expands its creative vibration is what I'm seeing. It's like this beautiful ripple that goes out. And so when we take on things and do things that we're passionate about, right? Anything you're passionate about, sharing that passion with somebody else who's passionate about it, feeling that connection and that collaboration, and noticing how that starts to impact other things in your life. Because when we have that energy flowing in one area, it starts to flow, it ripples out into other areas of our life. And so think about what stirs your inner passion, and it can be passion, and just allow that to really ripple out, because it feels like it wants to influence a whole bunch of, like, move all the way through so that you're passionate about your entire life. And isn't that what we're looking for in our lives, is that we want to be passionate in everything in our lives and have love flowing through all of it. Mm, nice and juicy. Thanks, Mary. Thanks for coming. Oh, Sandra, so happy you showed up. We're here every Tuesday, so come back and join us next week if you would like. We'd love to have you. So happy you're here. Ah, Rob, ending the night for us. 2 of candles. Nice. So the candles here are, it has a reverence, like they're ceremonial, right? It's like it's on an altar, and there's that sense of, harvest. And I love the candy apples that are underneath. So the candles are representing, the coming together, that joyful connection, that energy of like cheers, and that sense of, again, very similar to the lover's energy, but much more in that, in the moment of like, yeah, we're coming together and woo, high five, we took care of that, or this wonderful thing happened and I can really feel that. Or you can feel that connection that like, yeah, this person gets me and I get them. And um it's bringing that with a level of reverence. So a level of like gratitude to the divine for bringing the energy of collaboration together and filling it with this great spark. And I'm seeing, don't forget to light your candle of gratitude. We often, light candles when we're asking, right, for something, but we can also light candles in gratitude. Gratitude, like, thank you for bringing me what I asked for. Thank you for bringing this person into my life, or thank you for bringing this experience into my life, or thank you for helping me create the life that I have always loved. Thanksgiving is coming as well. It's a little farther out, but it's that time of being grateful for what we've harvested and brought into our lives. And so I'm sensing like it's a little bit of that wants to come in. Like maybe take some time this week and write down all the things you're grateful for, because you're going to see how big that list is. We may complain about certain things, but that list is usually smaller when we actually look at things like grateful for my music, grateful for my partner, grateful for the place that I live, grateful for my sobriety, grateful for my comfy bed, and the list goes on and on. So thank you, Rob, for being here and being my co-pilot this evening. Thank you to everyone who came and checked in for a card reading. We're here every Tuesday. Oh, thank you, Mary. Blessings to you too. We're here every Tuesday on. Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, it felt great, nice and powerful. So make sure that you like us, you follow us, you subscribe, all of those things, because we're here every Tuesday at 7. And next week you'll also have the bonus video that comes out, the wisdom of the ancients. That is channeled information from the Great Council, the 13 Ascended Masters. And it also comes with a meditation, so we're ready to actually hear the messages that are being given to us. So with that, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.